Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're unwrapping a Christmas Eve tale that has everything except goodwill toward men. A toxic argument spiraled into accusations and assault with a 2-month-old baby caught in the middle. Instead of eggnog and mistletoe, this family got a Zoom arraignment and a no-contact order. When the holidays bring this kind of chaos, it's no surprise they end up with the courtroom spotlight. Let's watch how this festive fallout ended up in court.
All right, so Christopher Andrew San Nicholas,
Yes, ma'am.
and what's your date of birth? Okay. And I've had an opportunity to review the probable cause declaration filed by Ms. Pritikin from the prosecuting attorney's office. Mr. Stashevsky, have you had that opportunity?
Yes, Your Honor. And for the purposes of today's hearing, we are not contesting probable cause.
Okay. All right. On that, we'll be setting another court date, Mr. San Nicholas, and I'll be giving you that court date today. I'm going to talk to the lawyers here about possible conditions on restrictions on your behavior until that next court date. And I see that Ms. Pangetti is present by Zoom. I don't know if she is wanting to talk to the court or not. Ms.
Yes, Your
Pangetti?
Honor.
Right. So let me hear from the prosecuting attorney, and then I'm going to turn to you. You have to know you don't have to say anything, but I will turn back to you if that's what you like. So,
Okay.
Mr. Weston, what are you asking of the court on release?
The state has no objection to a PR release. We just ask that the following conditions be imposed: no firearms or deadly weapons, no criminal law violations, surrender of all firearms. Additionally, we do request that there be no contact order. There can be a civil standby in that no contact order. I believe there might be two no contact orders, one for the victim, and then there's another for a minor child in there as well. And based on my notes, the defendant and the victim got into an argument about paying bills. Defendant tried to take the 2-month-old baby from the victim while she was breastfeeding the child. Victim resisted, tried to hit him away a few times, grabbed her nails, pulled on her hair. The defendant then wrenched the baby out of her arms and drove off with the baby. And it should be noted that there was blood spatter from the assault on the couch. And so the state has substantial concerns about the victims in this case and believe that a no contact order is appropriate.
I see there's no other charges assessed against Mr. San Nicholas.
That's correct, Your Honor. No relevant criminal history.
Right. So Ms. Pangetti, is there anything you would like to say? I'm being asked to sign an order that would prevent Mr. San Nicholas from having contact with you, prevent him from being within 1,000 feet of wherever you live, go to school, work, wherever you are, and not contact you in any way. So
I was told that it was optional, the no contact order, and I didn't want to have that. I was told
okay.
I could.
Can you tell me why?
Like I don't have support here, and I would say he's my biggest support. I don't think what he did was intentional, like he didn't intend to hurt me.
Right. Just re-reviewing the probable cause statement before I turn to Mr. Stashevsky, who's representing Mr. San Nicholas today. Just one moment. And the child you share with Mr. San Nicholas, an infant?
Yes, she's 2 months old.
Okay. And you told the officers you were struck multiple times, grabbed by the hair, and there was blood coming from you and on the couch. Is that still what you maintain?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Blood coming from your nose and smeared on your face. Okay. Right, Mr. Stashevsky?
Your Honor, in relation to the no contact order, our position would be that it's not warranted in this specific circumstance. And that's kind of mirroring the statements that Ms. Pingetti has made this afternoon. In addition, Your Honor, I would just highlight that there's no criminal history for Mr. San Nicolas. Additionally, Mr. San Nicolas has mentioned to me that there's been no prior altercations between himself and Ms. Pingetti. And then I would also just highlight some portions of the allegations in the police report, principally that it was Mr. San Nicolas's position that he was not the instigator, that part of the reason for leaving the residence was to try to diffuse the situation and calm the situation down. And additionally, Your Honor, that the situation was calm when the officers arrived at the residence. And for those several reasons, we'd argue that a no contact order not be imposed today. And if I might add one more, if the court was inclined to enter a no contact order, we would argue in the request in the alternative that a civil standby be permitted, but additionally that electronic communications regarding childcare be permitted, as Mr. San Nicolas is one of the primary supporters of the house financially.
So, Mr. San Nicolas, the court has authority over you, not over Ms. Pingetti. But at this stage, given the facts, granted, the facts are in the light most favorable to the government, but the facts from the police report, the statements from Ms. Pingetti were detailed by law enforcement, I'm going to sign an order that prevents you for now from having contact with Ms. Pingetti. Now, at this stage, I'm not going to allow any kind of contact. We're going to have a hearing in a couple of weeks, and maybe more information can be provided to the court there whenever we has greater time to do that. But given the allegation of assaults and the child put it at risk there in her arms while it was happening. So you're not to contact Ms. Pingetti in any way, shape, or form. So no contacting through family, through friends, through social media in any way. I will allow, though, that you can contact the Thurston County Sheriff and they can escort you back to the Sweetbriar Lane, can pick up some personal belongings while the sheriff is there, and then they'll escort you away and you don't go back. Now, if Ms. Pingetti doesn't want that to happen, then she doesn't have to allow it. I can't force that. But if she allows it, then you have to have law enforcement with you to do that. And then we will be back. You'll be released. I'm not going to have you post bond. You don't have any criminal history. You don't have any warrant history. I don't expect that you will not follow my orders. So you'll be released and you'll stay out of custody as long as you don't violate the law. You don't violate this order that you'll have a copy of, and you don't possess a firearm, and you surrender any that you may have in your possession. And you come back to court. I'm going to set that January 8th, 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll appoint Thurston County Public Defense. Mr. Stashevsky's office will represent you after today. And we can take up more about release conditions on that day. But you have to understand, even if Ms. Pingetti, this is not her order. This is the court's order. She's consulted, but the court is making the decision. And even if she invites you to violate this order, sir, you get arrested. Even if she invites you to violate this order, you get arrested, put back in custody, maybe charged with new crimes. So it's not up to Ms. Pingetti, it's up to this court. And we'll talk more about it, I'm sure, at that next hearing on January 8th. I believe. Yes, January 8th. And you'll talk with your attorney in the meantime. So any questions about my release conditions?
And we're not imposing a no contact order against the minor here, correct? Just Ms.
I have just,
Pingetti.
I just have as to Ms. Pingetti, And obviously the child is so small that it's really through her at this stage.
Understood.
Any questions, Mr. Stashewski, from your client about release conditions?
No, Your Honor, no questions.
All right, that's all for today, and you'll have all this in hand.
Instead of peace on earth, we got a sobering reminder that toxic relationships don't take holidays off. What leads to this kind of dysfunction? And how do situations like these spiral so far out of control? Are we witnessing their toxic patterns forming in real time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.